Kalala Yahweh. Ba Shema Shak Yawasha. Shema Yasharala Yahweh Alahaya Nawaka Daba Mashbaka. Shalom. May peace, serenity, and prosperity be multiplied unto you all. So I'm going to go ahead and give you all a reaction to some horrendous news, right? Yeah, it's horrendous and it brings a lot of light to a certain issue, a certain spirit that runs amok out here, right? Without further ado, I'm going to play this video, add my commentary, and then break it all down with a couple of precepts and further breakdowns from the concordance. Fair use, fair use, fair use.
A Madera County judge ruled this week 52-year-old state prisoner Tremaine Carroll must be referred to with she/her pronouns because Carroll identifies as a woman. But the district attorney believes the defendant is abusing the system.
This is a person who's not a woman in any sense of the word.
In March, DA Sally Moreno charged Carroll for rape allegedly committed while incarcerated at the center.
So, these pronouns is utter confusion. Utter confusion. And the fact that this man was in a female prison because of pronouns just shows you how far society has plummeted. It just shows you that common sense isn't common anymore and society is moving further and further away from the Most High.
Central California Women's Facility in Chowchilla.
After his first cellmate became pregnant and was moved to Los Angeles, two other cellmates of his complained that he had raped them. So we have filed rape charges against this inmate.
Moreno says the ruling regarding pronouns impacts her ability to prosecute the case.
This is a particular issue in this case.
That's utter madness. Utter confusion and madness. This is crazy.
Because it's confusing to the jury. In California, rape is a crime that has to be accomplished by a man.
Supervising Deputy DA Eric Dutemple says it's...
She said in California, rape is an act that has to be accomplished by a man. Wow. Wow. See, that's why they had all that confusion happen. That's why all that confusion happened in one of their institutions. This is nothing but the work of Satan. From the government officials that synchronized this to the outrageous statement that woman just made. Wow.
Also unfair to the victims.
It's just absolutely insane that a victim would have to get on the stand and police their pronouns and their usage when trying to recite one of the most scariest times in their lives.
Carroll was allowed to serve time in a women's prison despite being a biological male because of Senate Bill 132, the Transgender Respect Agency and Dignity Act, which took effect in 2021. A Madera County...
There are only two genders. Male and female. That's the way the Most High made it. And no matter what perversion and confusion and utter idiocracy that man comes up with, there will only be two.
Judge ruled this week 52-year-old state prisoner Tremaine Carroll must be referred to with she/her pronouns because Carroll...
Okay, it started over. Yeah, So this whoremongering sodomite did just that. Impregnated female prisoners in the prison that they put him in. Now, that spirit of whoredom and sodomy, it's the same spirit. You could even go to say that they're twin devils. Yeah, we'll break it down. Don't worry. We'll break it down. We're going to get to the scriptures in a second. But listen. That ass backwardsness, right? That ass backwardsness that runs amok. Where you have women who are more supportive of a man acting like a woman than they are men who actually act like men. It's a spirit on you. It's a spirit on you. That spirit recognizes each other. That's why they click. Oh yeah. Yeah, we're not even gonna talk about this situation that happened in this penitentiary. We're gonna talk about what we see out here in the free world, right? We're gonna talk about what's common out here in the free world among male and female with this spirit. See, this spirit recognizes each other. They're twin devils. Agua, you have any associates or you have any sister that you're a friend of that supports such sodomites as this man, you need to distance yourself from them. Akim. If you're entertaining any woman who is acquaintances or friends with sodomites, you need to leave her alone. Because the spirit of whoredom and the spirit of sodomy are one and the same. They are twin devils. Sodomy and whoredom are synonymous. Listen here. Akim, your homeboys, your associates that are out there whoremongering, yeah, that's indirect sodomy. Yeah. You dealing with a woman that deals with multiple men or has a man, you're placing your rod in the same area another man or many other men are placing their rod actively. Behind you, before you, after you, etc., etc., etc. Yeah, that's what's going on. That's indirect sodomy. And that woman who's practicing whoredom, having multiple men run up in and out of her, right? All up inside of her. Guess what? She's the gatekeeper. She is also practicing sodomy indirectly. There's a reason why the Most High spoke against this spirit at the same time. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get some scriptures here.
Identifies. A Madera County judge ruled this week.
We're done with this. We're going to go to the book of Sirach. Sirach, chapter 23, verse 17. All bread is sweet to a whoremonger. He will not leave off till he die. Yeah, a whoremonger is synonymous with a sodomite. As we see here, that sodomite was running through the women in that prison. And a whoremonger is going to see any type of sexual pleasure as sweet. Yep. Because that desire, when it's uncontrolled, wants more and more and more and more and more and more and more until the person who is affected with such a desire delves into some strange activity. I'll just leave it as that. Sirach 23 and 17. All bread is sweet to a whoremonger. He will not leave off till he die. And then we go further back in Thorah to Deuteronomy 23 and 17, where the Most High spoke against such spirits simultaneously. The Most High says, there shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel, nor a sodomite of the sons of Israel. So if they're not the same thing, why did the Most High speak against them at the same time? Why do individuals with this spirit get along so well? Twin devils. They support each other in their profaneness. Yep. And the ways that were just previously mentioned, right? By the gates of a woman and the rod of men, yeah, they support the same activity. Their interests are interchangeable. Now, let's break this down further, right? So we're going to see how far we're going to get deeper into the rabbit hole, right? We're going to go to the Greek for whoremongering. So in Greek, whoremonger in the Greek is pornos. That's whoremonger in Greek. And we go to the Greek because a lot of Greek words are the root words of English, because we know English is a pagan language, so is Greek. Now, I don't have to say too much on what we see here. What root word we see from the Greek to the use of it in English. And how is it defined? Prostitute, a male prostitute, a debauchee, fornicator, whoremonger. So prostitution, fornication, right? That's the root of a whoremonger, prostitution and fornication. And when you go to the Greek word for whoremonger is pornos. It doesn't take a genius to see where that leads to, what activity that runs amok that is also related to this perversion. Yeah. Furthermore, a sodomite. Sodomite in the Hebrew, kadash, right? Which is also prostitution. Prostitution. Licentious idolatry also. Unclean. So we see the root definition of both sodomy and whoremongering is prostitution. Yeah, right here. Right there. Prostitution. Go here. Prostitute. Whoremonger. Sodomite. It's the same spirit. When you see the act of sodomy among women, that word lesbianism, lesbian, that's a man-made word. The Most High don't recognize that as lesbianism. The Most High calls that whoredom, prostitution as well. Yep. So you learned that today. You learned that today, and why individuals affected with this spirit among men and women get along so well. You should also see why the Most High is so serious about whoremongering, a man being a whoremonger, right? Running through all these women that are dealing with multiple men or dealing with a man. Yeah. Because you're going through the gates where multiple rods have passed through, and also rest from time to time. Catch my drift. Repent, because the kingdom of heaven is at hand. As you've seen in the previous video, we got the chariots moving more strategically within the earth. Now, if you take wind of that information and you still not trying to make any changes, or you know people who are still not making any changes or taking this seriously, they just might be doomed. They just might be damned. You're not going to save everybody with this truth. Let's just get to the reality of it. The Most High chooses who he wants to wake up. The Most High chooses who he wants to be within the fold of this truth. All we have to do is plant the seed. It's not our responsibility to water that seed. We just plant the seed. It's not our responsibility to change anybody. We just let it be known. We just let it be known. And we blow the trumpet on these matters in hopes for those who the Most High wants to wake up, that this message reaches them. And for them to come back to the laws, statutes, and commandments and the faith of Hamashiach Yahushua. May peace, serenity, and prosperity be multiplied unto you all. Shalom.